Okay, hey everybody!
Hello!
Welcome to episode 83 of Screen Heroes. I am Derek, one of your regular hosts. I have my two other regular hosts with me, Ryan.
Hello.
And Ray.
What's up?
And we have two guests.
Yes.
Ray, would you like to introduce our guests?
Well, we are welcoming back Christopher.
Hello.
He has been on a couple episodes now. This makes episode, 4 or 5?
3.
3? Feels longer.
Right.
Feels a lot longer.
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
And first time guest, Jeremy.
Hello.
I'm Jeremy.
Yes.
All right, cool.
This is my first time.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the show, man. I'm happy to have you.
Yeah.
If you don't have ice, we'll welcome you back.
That's true.
It's a total iceless Frappuccino. It should be silent.
Perfect. It's my
I don't even have
favorite.
a
Well,
glass.
I bet you can crunch the bottle.
Me pandering.
I mean, we don't need to worry about that. So today, this afternoon and evening, we are going to be building the ultimate Star Trek crew.
Yes.
And before we do that, do you have any news you guys want to
Yes.
cover? Okay.
All right. So,
So eager.
the worst thing possible has happened.
The worst thing ever?
John Cena is up for the role of Shazam, and I blame Ryan so much. He did this, and it's awful.
Okay.
He did this.
He's not denying it.
No, I'm
Mind
not.
you, The Rock is Black Adam. So.
Because,
No.
let me know when. Am I good?
You're good.
Okay.
I mean, are you though?
I am very good. Okay, so The Rock. One of the reasons I liked him as Shazam, it was that he has this ability to go very childish in the way he acts and things like that. And I thought that it would be a good role for him. Kind of like when you cast Arnold as the Terminator, it was right in the wheelhouse for their acting abilities. John Cena, I think, has similar.
I loved his 2 lines in Sisters.
Hey, he had. have you ever seen The Marine?
Actually,
I mean,
no, my favorite
basically
part.
all he had to do was walk around flexing and dive out of burning
He's pretty
cars.
funny in
My
Trainwreck.
safe word is keep going.
Thank you. I've never seen him in anything other than The Marine, but I've seen interviews with the guy and things like that where he seems like he is in touch with his own sense of humor
Why
as
do
an
I
inner child.
just get the feeling that you sent DC messages every day?
I cannot confirm
to make
or
this
deny.
happen?
I think he did. But
For our Patreon subscribers, I'll screenshot those messages if you contribute $5 or more.
it does seem like we're on this trend, though. I mean, yeah, the Rock was up for Black Adam. We have David Bautista, of course, in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
It's not to say that a wrestler can't act. It's
No,
just,
I'm not saying that.
I feel like when I watch the movie, I'm not going to be able to see anything on the screen.
Well, wrestling is acting. Yes, that's a joke about the meme. We get it. Well, at least I did. Derek didn't seem to get it. But the thing is, with superheroes in comics, they have bodies that you can't take an actor and give them that body for most of the time. So there's some exceptions.
Tell that to
Yeah,
them.
Hugh Jackman would be my pick on that, or Henry Cavill. But
Chris Pratt.
I mean, okay, he doesn't look
Christian
like a superhero from a comic book. He looks big, like a big dude.
I wouldn't buy Chris Pratt as Shazam.
They
No,
actually told
No,
Christian Bale to
wrestlers
lose
have
some weight.
to have that look. They're always, that's their entire life is making themselves look that way and acting, because that's what they're doing in the ring. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm interested to see. I think he has a good look for Shazam.
Sure,
Very
sure.
square jaw and muscular physique and all
The
that.
wisdom of
We'll see.
Solomon.
I mean, I don't know him personally. He does seem to be a smart enough guy based on his interviews and stuff, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay.
That's not the worst news ever, I don't think. But
It's not the worst.
she probably
news
would have
ever.
said the worst news ever with Heath Ledger being cast as the Joker too back when that happened. So,
Actually, I was a
okay.
big fan of that because he had already
Okay.
proven his acting.
I was on the fence about that until that very first teaser where they have the voiceovers and he does the laugh for the first time. And
I just
was
feel
sold.
like, John Cena and The Rock, let's just make the whole DC a big joke now. Let's just...
It's not okay.
Yeah.
I think you're taking it a little far.
hurts.
I mean, the DC is already a big
hurts.
joke, first of all, so that's kind of...
Ooh.
It is. What's one good movie in the DCEU right now other than Wonder Woman?
Nah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. We're not going down this route. It's not happening. We're going to move on. In other news, Star Wars Episode 9 lost its director. Colin Trevorrow has parted ways with Disney.
He was fired.
Yeah, he was totally fired. But they're not going to
After
say that.
the
But
movie's been 80% complete.
I don't think
It's not that far.
anywhere near
Okay.
that.
No. Because Han Solo's the next one.
That's what
So-
happens when you want the T-Rex back.
I do like me some T-Rex.
I do too.
Well, he is gone, and
Differing visions.
differing
quote,
visions,
unquote.
which seems to be a trend in Star Wars movies right now with differing visions.
Or just Disney films in general.
Well, because they fired the directors of Han Solo.
Yeah.
So
And they fired Edgar Wright.
and they fired Edgar Wright from Ant-Man. Also true.
And they won't play ball. That's how it goes. You thought
Yeah.
they learned their lesson with the Marvel movies.
Oh,
how-
you've got a unique vision? Well, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in tone they want episode 8 and 9 to sound like 7, and look like 7, and
yeah.
Then why not just let Abrams do the whole thing?
Because Abrams
didn't want to.
do it anymore.
he just wants. I mean, he helped his company is producing them, so he gets a ton of money and doesn't.
He can still cash the checks.
Exactly. And he still gets some like creative input, of course, right? But he doesn't have to be on set every day.
Can we talk about the Porg?
The Porg?
Yeah,
You
there's
really-
like this huge...
The new Ewok.
It turned into like this huge thing as soon as Force Friday happened and everybody
Yeah.
started seeing the
Creepy
toys.
little penguin otter thing.
Yeah, it turned into
It's
this
a guinea
huge-
pig bird.
Whatever it is, everybody loves it. So, and the merchandise
love
is
it.
flying off the shelves.
I love it so much.
I want there to be a twist and the thing to be like a savage,
I
bloodthirsty
want Chewbacca
beast.
to eat it. Like I want that to be his food.
It's like a chicken nugget for him. or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
For the record, I don't care how it's involved in the movie. I really hope it's just like on the side as
Just an indigenous
Well,
animal to
yeah,
Moose
part
Island,
of
and that's
the-
it.
part of
It
the
doesn't
environment.
need to be. It doesn't need to be a sidekick. Just make
Yeah.
it a creature in the
It's just
background.
in the foreground in front of all of the action throughout all of the movies. Just kind of bouncing around.
It's bouncing on like the subtitles as each word is
You
spoken.
know how like all the movies have hidden Mickeys? It's gonna have a hidden Porg from here on out. Like, you just find the Porg.
What are you gonna do if they talk or something like
I
that?
have no
If
idea.
they
it's
talk
gonna be
like
like-
Jar Jar Binks, like exactly.
It's Ahmed Best returning from the grave.
It's actually an extremely powerful Force user. Yeah.
Ooh.
Either way, I know I want to be the first cosplayer to do sexy Porg costume.
You heard it here,
That's-
folks.
It's probably already been done. To be fair.
No,
Like,
you're
it doesn't
totally
take long.
right. No. Somebody slapped on a bird bikini and
Exactly.
was like, look at me.
I did see a sexy Waluigi today on
Yeah,
Facebook, which
yeah.
was
You mean Waluigi?
Yeah, the purple one.
you mean he's just sexy as
I'm just saying
is?
he was sexy off the bat.
Sure. I
I think he
you know,
means a female sexy
Oh.
version because I think I saw the same thing.
meh,
Meh.
to each their own. Any other news, guys?
No, I think that's about
That's
it.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slow week.
All right. Well, we are going to start then. So basically what we're going to do here is we are going to fill several positions on board a starship and build our ultimate Star Trek crew together as a group. We're going to go through each of these positions and we have some, suggested characters. There's probably some I've left off the list because it's a very large universe, but to kind of let people know who theoretically fits into these roles, we kind of have a list to go off of. These have to be canon characters, so that means they have to have been on TV or in the movies.
Yes.
Books don't count, for example. I know you're upset, Ryan.
I'm not upset at all.
At this. But, just to kind of keep things a little more contained. And because we have a lot to go through, we're not going to have a whole ton of time to argue about semantics. So,
That's a shame.
Basically, Derek's right. We're wrong.
No.
thanks for tuning in, everybody. I built this list in 2015 on the Heroes Podcast Network, so I'm curious to see how our list differs from that. That should be fun.
How yours changes too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was back when Discovery was first announced. And
Yes.
hadn't been delayed.
2015.
Yeah. A long time ago. So, what position would you guys like to start with? Because I don't think we really have to go top down necessarily. Or we could, because I'm just getting stares.
No, let's. Okay, so my favorite position on any ship is always the doctor, the
Okay.
chief medical officer. So we can start there.
Okay. Who would like to kind of nominate a chief medical officer?
So since I picked it, I'll do it. I like the EMH, the doctor from, I'm spacing, Voyager. And
Did he eventually take a name?
he did, didn't he?
Nobody remembers what it was.
Yeah, no, he does in some alternate futures and stuff like that. So
Doesn't Kess encourage him to?
she
But
does.
Yeah, he has that holodeck family.
He does. That's a super sad episode.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but he never officially takes one in the future that we really get. Even in the books now, he's still just the doctor. So, but I'm going to second that vote. He would also be my pick for the chief medical officer. Anybody want any reasonings for that or against that?
That one was the one I was the most split on. Like almost all of my other picks were pretty cut and dry. But like for me, the Doctor was kind of evenly split between the Doctor and Bones from the original.
So grumpy.
He is, but it's a
Grumpy
cynical grumpy that I love to watch.
I gotta go with Bashir.
Yeah?
Because he's genetically perfect. He's a superhuman. He's, he works at a higher level. LMH is the computer technically, but Bashir, as far as, being in meat space, I think he's the ideal there.
So he's my second choice, for sure, for those exact same reasons. But the fact that the Doctor can go into environments that a human can't means he could go, if there's gas, in a particular corridor or there's no oxygen, things like that, he can go to those places. And he can take over a ship if he needs to, if, it's compromised and things like that. So that's...
Assuming there's not like an EMP.
You're right, yes.
But then again, he's a hologram. He's not like a robot. So.
No, but it is all electrical. I mean, if the ship lost total power,
he'd be down.
I guess his mobile emitter works and doesn't when it's convenient. Right. So I guess it would depend, right?
It's plot specific.
It totally is.
Any thoughts, Ryan?
I mean, all sounds great. It's not my picks, but I think everybody has valid reason.
Who's your pick?
I picked Commander Christine Chapel.
Yes.
She's a fan favorite from TOS. Yeah, I think that her unwavering loyalty is going to be a real benefit to the rest of the crew that I picked, and she's demonstrated some good bravery in the field and had to save all the men on the ship before. So I just think that she's my choice
as chief medical officer.
Absolutely, yeah, I think she deserves it.
Well, 10 points to Slytherin because I love that. He's Slytherin. It's
I mean, she does become commander by the movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think she leaves medical by then, to be honest. Like, they kind of forget that she was a nurse by the movies, and she's just a commander.
Well, she's kind of forgotten about in general. So, I mean,
why hasn't
kind of
she been in the new movies?
Well, there's a period of time when she wasn't even in the original movies. Like,
that's true.
She was just kind of
same with
mentioned.
Rand.
Crusher becomes a captain in one of the next gen features too.
She does. Yeah. She also leads all of Starfleet Medical in one of the futures, so there's a good argument for her. So let's go. Maybe I guess we should probably take a vote then.
Yeah, we have three on the table.
So we've got the Dr. EMH.
Yes.
I think that's Ray and me.
Yes.
Okay, so we got 2 votes. Anybody else for the Doctor?
Like I said, I was split between my 2 choices, but I think I'm probably going to side with the Doctor.
Okay, so we got 3 for the Doctor. We got 1 for Bashir and 1 for Nurse Chapel. Okay.
Commander Christine Chapel, thank you very much. Please give her the respect she deserves.
My mistake. All right, so the Doctor EMH from Voyager will win that particular round.
Who's next?
Well, if we're going with Chiefs, let's do Engineer next. Because that's a hard one for me. I have a really hard time with that one.
They're all so good.
So good in so many different ways.
Yeah, this one was rough for me. I had a sleepless night just thinking. Tossed and turned.
So who'd you settle on?
I went with Geordi.
Yeah?
I think the visor, like being able to visually see like cracks in the dilithium crystals and stuff like that. Plus, he's never going to have a social life to distract him from engineering duties because he's such a sad man.
Poor Geordi. That's so sad. He never gets the girl.
Even the holographic girl he doesn't end up with.
Yeah, that's a good one. Geordi's a really good pick. I was torn between him and B'Elanna, actually.
That's only because you had a crush on B'Elanna. He did.
She's gorgeous and really brilliant. So
seeing her in person, yeah, she's gorgeous.
What
Roxanne Dawson is.
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah, of
Sure.
course.
I also voted for her.
For B'Elanna?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
She was one of the brains behind the Voyager version of the Slipstream drive, right? That's a pretty big deal.
Yes.
She managed to maintain Voyager without retreating to a starbase after every incident like Geordi. So that's a pretty big deal. She temporarily stabilized a wormhole. Data, Geordi couldn't think of a way of doing that. She co-developed the Warp 10 drive. She did extensive work on the Space Fold drive tech, which she got working on a space shuttle, and Starfleet could never get that to work.
Okay, Geordi did stabilize a couple wormholes.
Okay,
Just
well, my
straight
information said he didn't, but there were still some other good points in there. He still had to retreat to a starbase after every incident.
Not every incident.
I think that's a very good argument for B'Elanna.
No, it is. It's actually, that is my
Yeah.
argument for B'Elanna, that because they were out there in the middle of nowhere, she was kind of on her
I didn't
own.
mean to take your argument, Derek. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I like this. This is good because I know you wanted to troll me tonight.
That
and-
one I couldn't find anything to troll you on. Other than I was going to say that she's also one of arguably the best written characters of any TV show ever. That was going to be my troll, but I couldn't do it.
I love her character. A lot of people have a lot of hate for her, and I don't know why, but what I really like about her too, though, is because she was Maquis and not Starfleet mainly, she has a lot of style and experience that you wouldn't get at Starfleet. So Geordi is still kind of by the books. I mean, maybe
Right.
not by, the 9th and 10th movie, but she had to do some sketchy stuff that Starfleet would have been very mad about if they had been around, but saved the crew a few times.
Yeah, my second thought for engineer that wasn't on your list was Voyager era Barclay, since he was the one actually back at Starfleet who inevitably got them home by building the whatever array thing.
He is brilliant. I worry about his stability, though.
I know, but that makes for a good show. If we're talking about
Make for a good
ratings
show.
potential.
But would you want to be on the ship if he was your engineer?
No. Not unless Troy was also there to calm him down,
Every day.
bring him to his happy place.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, Chris?
Nah, the only one that I chose with is because he's a fellow Scotsman. I went with Scotty. I'm a Scot. Literally my last name. No, I just
The Scottish are clever.
they are.
No, I am too. My last name is Stewart.
My second choice though was actually O'Brien.
Yeah.
O'Brien, he was kind of like the everyman. Like he was the guy that he wasn't enlisted or something. He didn't have any kind of rank. He was like a commissioned or something like that.
He was not a commissioned
He was not a
officer,
commissioned
yeah.
officer. And so like he kind of was separate from the rest of the crew in that he kind of represented the everyday individual. And so people who were watching the show who weren't, any kind of military or naval background of any kind could empathize with a character who didn't have that, because he came in without having it either.
It's a good point. I mean, he did have to keep DS9 running basically by himself with a bunch of Cardassian tech that he didn't really know. But he is kind of racist against Cardassians.
Yes, he is.
And that's a big plot thread for him.
Unapologetically so.
Really. I mean, yeah, he was captured and tortured for a long time. Like, so I'm not saying he wasn't treated poorly, but
He's just like a lot of people's World War II grandpas, where it's like, all right,
a little bit.
it's like thanks for
A little
serving our
bit.
country, but relax.
Yeah. So I guess we should probably then kind of come up with a vote here. So we've got a vote for Geordi. We've got a vote for are you going with O'Brien?
I'm going to go with O'Brien.
You're going with O'Brien. We got B'Elanna.
I'm gonna do B'Elanna.
B'Elanna.
3 for Bologna.
Yeah.
I'm really just like trying to be swayed by you guys, so if you can convince me, I'm on your side.
All right, fair enough.
That's my only argument. Like that's the only one I have any argument on. So
I have an invested interest in B'Elanna because, first of all, she's the only female to hold this role. And that's a big deal when you look at how varied and diverse Star Trek usually is. It's surprising that another female hasn't done any of that. So there's that. And while the Mary Sue is overall trash as a website, there was this wonderful article about romances in fiction that were not trite, that were not undeserved, and her and Tom Paris had a very good romance and was summed up, and that article made me want to learn more about them together. So I like B'Elanna as a character, and I'd want her on a ship with me. So
Fair enough. Okay, so what role should we pick next?
Let's see. We did medical. We did science.
yes.
Security.
No, we did medical and engineering.
Oh, medical and engineering.
But security is a good one.
do security.
So tactical / chief of security, because in the original series they didn't have a chief of security really.
It's a small ship. big landing party.
I mean, on the show they didn't.
In the later movies, maybe.
Yeah, it changed a little bit. So who has a recommendation for this role? Anybody? Nobody? I mean, I can go.
Go. Yeah. No.
Please, Derek.
Odo.
Yeah.
Odo.
Odo. He's a shapeshifter, and he's just really badass. Like, he's a hard ass. He keeps the tightest ship when it comes to security. I adore Worf. I adore Michael Dorn. If I was on a ship with Michael Dorn, I would just want to hug him all day long.
And drink prune juice.
But
together.
Odo, I would follow Odo's rules. And
Worf doesn't really have any rules. It's just be honorable or die. Those are his rules.
Also get constantly shut down for wanting
Sounds
to
like a
kill
Sith,
everything
you
you
know,
see.
dealing in absolutes
All
there.
the time.
Have you seen the supercut of
Yeah, it's so
No, Worf?
He is told no more than any chief
at least it
ranking
wasn't
officer.
shut up.
That's true. That's true. No, I'm totally with you on Odo. He's an amazing detective. He's incredibly good at solving crimes on board DS9. The shape-shifting ability means he can hide really easily, and he can work really well in a fist fight, which, that's the big trope in Star Trek was always, if you want an alien to look tough, just have him throw Worf across the bridge, right? That's how you did it. Odo never really had to deal with that. He just got to always win, really. So I would go with Odo as well.
So 3 for Odo right off the bat, you guys.
Do you guys want to switch?
I mean, as much as you all mentioned Worf, he was my pick, but only because I knew him the most. The other ones I was not as well familiar with.
The only real downside for Odo is that later on he was very susceptible to the Dominion stuff.
It's true.
And he did some real shady, like, switching of sides, so
Aw.
his loyalty is definitely in question, and you never really see him, like, he doesn't go out on the Defiant. You don't see him as part of a crew. He's more of a station head of security.
Yeah, he is
That's
the
fair.
constable after all.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, the founder thing is kind of over, but it is important. Ryan, you've been very quiet on this round.
I picked Lieutenant Wesley Crusher from the episode Parallels, where he served this position in a quantum reality beneath Riker.
So for the record, that's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
So nice try.
I think he'd be a great security officer
In a parallel universe.
in a parallel
Parallel
universe, or
universe.
any universe, really.
Sure.
Did he wear the same sweater? I love
No.
that sweater.
Not the same sweater, unfortunately.
Oh my god, I'm going to do sexy Wesley Crusher.
There you go.
This
Done.
is happening.
Again, I think that's happened already. It's Wesley.
Doesn't
He'd
mean she can't do
appreciate it though, I'm sure. Okay, so we're gonna go with we've got 3 for Odo. So I
Yeah.
think Odo wins that one. So first DS9 win.
As long as he takes some time with Worf to learn proper weapon systems. 'Cause you don't see him use those very often.
No, you
Or
don't.
ever.
It's a good point. Okay, next up.
Helm. Let's do Helm.
Let's do helm control then. Okay, helm, navigation, con. Who wants to throw someone out there?
I'm going to go with Weasley. Because that's what the...
Because he could use magic.
Because I spelled it wrong and nobody
Which
pointed
one,
it out.
Ron?
Another Weasley.
Yeah. I spelled it wrong on our list.
No,
So-
I would 100% always vote Sulu. Or my
Really?
love of George Takei. How many other helmsmen on here are also expert fencers?
Yeah, with collapsible katanas from the movie.
Right?
That was a good
True.
scene.
It's a good point. But we don't really get to see his piloting skills a whole lot.
Nope, this is just biased because I love Takei. That's my
Fair
only
enough.
argument.
See, that's why, for me, I kind of want to pick Tom Paris because he's shown through the shows to be the best pilot of the group. In
Like,
fact,
if you
they
just
broke him out of
want the
prison.
Voyager crew, then we can do that.
I don't, though. That's the weird thing. I mean, I picked Odo on the last one. Yeah, I did. I mean, then you, of course, have Wesley, and he is the smartest person on board other than Data.
That's true. He
I mean,
makes those
He
adults.
also can like teleport and bend reality. If we're going like true Wesley Crusher,
That's true.
he's like a small deity in that world.
I mean, he was correcting mistakes before he was even in the academy. So maybe as he got,
Yeah.
I mean, he has more potential than Tom does. So I think I'd go with Wesley actually.
He makes us adults look foolish.
And why weren't you guys using that argument when I had Wesley up there for the security officer? He could have been 2 roles on there.
Wesley is everything.
He was a security officer in one episode.
Doesn't change him.
One example of a future, and there were like
Doesn't
10
change him.
futures. So,
He has the same powers. Allegedly.
I mean, we don't know that. It was a parallel universe.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't think he would have found the weird spirit guide who taught him how to step through time and
Whatever.
space.
I agree.
What do you guys know?
So, I'm going to say Wesley.
Nothing.
Who else is voting?
I have some input.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Ryan.
I'd like to nominate Lieutenant David Bailey.
Who?
I don't even remember who that is.
He was from the original series.
You stumped him.
He was underneath Kirk, apparently. He was
The whole crew was.
initially.
But go on.
Initially, fair enough. Okay, that works. Initially relieved of duty for a near nervous breakdown, he requested permission to return to his work, even though the ship was apparently seconds from being destroyed. And because of that, Kirk could positively assess his character and fitness for bridge duty. And so I think that he would be a great fit on my dream crew.
You got a weird crew there.
Hey, don't worry about my crew, Derek. I bet they'd take yours down.
Unlikely.
Very likely. You haven't heard all my picks.
So
Now-
another thought for this is Data for his Scanning for Life Signs song from which movie was that?
Generations.
Generations.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. That's funny. Chat actually suggested Data just before you said something because he is not susceptible to the human issues. And, as they showed in multiple episodes, everybody passes out from some alien influence and he's just dandy. You do have the lore problem, though.
Yeah.
Where lore can take over from time to time because people can't tell the difference.
Yeah, every once in a while Data can get a firmware update and lose his mind.
Data's an interesting pick, though, because, obviously he's faster than everybody else as far as having to make decisions. But he wasn't fast enough in the episode where they had to have this... No, that was Voyager, so never mind. It wasn't TNG.
He wasn't fast enough to stop Voyager.
He wasn't fast enough to stop
Sent him to
Voyager.
the whatever quadrant.
Data's a good one. I like Data. I didn't have him on the list for this role. So that's a good...
Yeah, I wouldn't choose him for helm over second officer, but in his second officer role, it was often at the helm. So
When Wesley wasn't.
right when Wesley was finally gone.
That's a good point. Any other thoughts, guys?
I like Data. We could go with
With a Data?
We could go with a Data.
Okay.
I'm good with this.
Yeah, because if we put Data at the helm, then that frees up my second officer pick for someone else.
It does kind of stack the deck a bit, which I like.
Yeah, because that second officer spot, I had a lot of choices that were overshadowed by Data.
Okay, so we have 3 for Data. Anybody else?
Just
Chris?
reconsider my option. Just
David Bailey.
yeah,
Anyone?
anybody? Just want. Okay,
Anyone?
it's
Sure.
okay.
Good.
I get
Chris,
it.
any thoughts?
No, because the only reason I chose mine was because I just liked the character.
Who?
I actually chose Chekhov, but not the original Chekhov. I actually chose the Anton Yelchin Chekhov.
RP.
Okay, you can't let that sway your
No.
vote. Come
No,
on.
no, don't let it sway your vote. I'm just saying.
I just heard in Rachel's voice that she was getting ready to let it sway her vote.
No, we're going.
Don't listen to me, Rachel.
We're going with the right in.
That's
we're
pretty
going,
much a good rule for
But
the
I
title.
mean,
with Data.
I preferred his version of Chekhov at the helm more than I did the original.
That's good. Okay, so Data's going to get the win on votes. So that's the Helm Navigation Con officer. So let's...
Quick question before we move on. Can we actually make that as part of a point, like a selling point? The actor who played them, if like...
I mean, you can try.
Okay.
Probably not going to sway me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
You saw how close.
Every pick
You
that
saw
Derek's
how
made is
close
one,
that happened just
FYI.
now.
I mean, it didn't work for Geordi, and LeVar Burton is,
Right.
Every pick that Derek has made has won, just so you guys know.
Oh,
Except
God.
Data.
But one of
Well,
yours has
he
won.
just picked Data.
Hasn't one of yours won as well?
That's because I presented a better argument than you did.
You presented
welcome.
your argument first.
Let's do first officer.
Oh, okay. We're starting up there then. Okay.
Yeah.
First officer.
Always and forever, Spock.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only way he's not your first officer is if you made him your captain, right? Like, that's the only excuse that's acceptable.
Right.
Wait.
Ryan?
It's on your sheet.
Ryan.
Wait, did everybody else pick one person?
Yeah.
Oh,
But we're listening. Go
I
ahead.
had Chakotay.
Chakotay.
Because I think his spirit guide would be helpful.
Now look, his spirit guide is actually helpful on a regular basis.
And it's not a bear.
And
We know that.
he has some advantages because he's actually a captain. You're getting a captain as your first
Yeah,
officer,
because
so-
in an alternate timeline, he was captain of Voyager after Janeway was killed by a Chronoton torpedo in a Krenim attack in the episode before and after.
And the Year of Hell. But he actually was a captain in the first episode of Voyager before his ship was destroyed. So
Rebel captain.
that's true. Monster Maquis. He's a good pick.
Yeah, spirit guide. I mean, how do you beat that, really?
Don't make fun of him. Chakotay does a lot of really good stuff. He was a really undervalued character, I think.
He was also a character that was written to be every stereotype for Native Americans.
You are right, and it was borderline a
fixed
few
that.
times, but they were trying to do
I
something
think it was
different.
over the border a few times, but...
They were trying. It did not necessarily succeed all the time.
Okay.
I ship him and Janeway.
Totally.
They should be a thing.
Yeah. All right.
I'd watch that porn.
So we're going with Spock as our first officer to shock the world. All right. So let's do our counselor because I think that's an interesting role.
This one I chose Troy.
Troy?
Yeah, Troy.
Really?
The reason I picked her is because she has empathic and telepathic abilities, which I believe were very helpful to Picard in making several decisions. So
She can do it through a viewing screen. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that never made any sense. It's like she always seemed to have this location-based
I don't
sense,
know.
but then it's like, oh, you're a light year away. He's lying.
Those first few episodes, though, when they had her do that, it was like, Captain, he seems nervous. Like, it wasn't exactly the most pinpoint.
Well, so
It was
that's-
like reading expressions.
That's where my
Counselor
argument...
Obvious. That's what I like to call her.
Well,
I thought that was on your sheet.
I actually wrote that down. I actually have
What
Counselor
season
Obvious.
was that
She's
from?
not my vote, but that was an argument against her.
that's
I
my...
Stacey Obvious constantly, and that's about the only thing she does.
And that's my argument against her. She can kind of vaguely feel emotions because she's only half Beta Z. Whereas Guinan, on the other hand, can sense things across changes in the timeline.
How did those 4 episodes with Whoopi Goldberg work out for you?
She's the one who gets Picard together with Kirk in Generations. She saves the ship in yesterday's
to fight
Enterprise.
Malcolm McDowell.
Q is afraid of her.
who isn't afraid of Whoopi Goldberg?
Right. I'm
Q,
afraid of her right
Q
now.
is a god, and he is afraid of her.
Which
She's hundreds of years old.
she's gaudier than he is. It's, yeah, I made that up.
Troy is a half telepathic person.
That word, but let's try.
Yeah.
But she has such a zany mom. It makes for such
It's
good...
Majel.
Can her mom be the counselor then? Because
No,
Woman's
she's the
voice of the
counselor
computer.
too.
She's also Gene Roddenberry's wife, which makes
think I can
Troy
settle
Gene
this.
Roddenberry's
Okay, go ahead.
daughter.
So I had Porthos from Enterprise. That's my pick.
Porthos is a dog.
Yes,
for those who
it's
don't know.
Captain
No,
Archer's
I know.
beagle.
It is Captain Archer's
because what's better for counseling people than a cute beagle or any dog?
I don't know
I gotta
if
watch
counseling is the
Enterprise.
word you're
I didn't
looking
know that there was
for.
a
It's
Well,
counseling.
service
Sure.
dog.
But he
Like-
really,
like-
but he's
like
only
support
available
service
to
dog.
Archer. What about the rest of the crew?
That's okay. Well, it's a canon character that could be a counselor.
I'm not
so I
disagreeing
think-
with you. I'm just saying.
Well, we could in this dream. None of this is going to happen. All these characters aren't going to be together in any reality. So we just kind of imagine it into this reality.
Other than providing
that all the
emotional
characters
support, like what else is he bringing to the table?
He's a cute dog. He's showing
wait.
some aggression sometimes, so he could probably
I mean,
defend
that's
people.
more of an emotional
Beagles are
support
very
animal
smart.
than a counselor.
Let me ask you a question. What if Archer doesn't become our captain? Do we still get Porthos?
Yes, it's a dream thing. These,
I'm
these
just
characters
asking.
are not.
I'm just
you
asking.
can combine.
Remember, this entire team is hypothetical.
Yeah,
You can get the
exactly. I
dog
feel like
out.
you're like
if
making
Janeway's
rules
allergic
up for
to
this
dogs?
that you aren't making
Look,
for anybody else.
I wanted to ask the question. Janeway had a dog.
Oh, touche.
I wanted to ask the question because I didn't want there to be a string tied later where if we picked Porthos, we
No,
had to pick Archer.
Absolutely not. What makes you think I have Archer down as my captain?
Well, I mean, chat, Sam says that beagles do have a great sense of
Thank
smell.
you, chat. I think you
Which
are
is-
great,
which is
and
awesome.
you
Dogs
should
can
be here
smell fear.
every week.
Can they smell
That too?
photons?
Yeah. We don't know. I mean, it's never shown, but I assume they can. They have a great
Did
sense of
you
smell.
say?
Dogs can smell fear.
They can
Yeah.
smell cancer.
That too. See?
we
Medical
got-
officer.
She's medical.
No,
This dog is
Archer,
filling every
every
role. I'm pretty sure he's a good navigator too.
Yeah,
but just,
he-
what about the helm?
right? I mean, dogs are great
Just stick
navigators.
his nose out a window.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, okay, so my vote
If
is...
Porthos doesn't get this, I'm gonna be very
let's tally up
disappointed.
some votes so we know where we stand here. So I'm voting for Guinan,
In chat, somebody said we just need to make sure we bring a poop bag.
and dogs can smell drugs. All
And that.
accurate.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they screen people before they put them on the ship. So,
Not every time, though.
right.
Did
Actually,
they screen the dogs?
there aren't really a lot of drug episodes of Star Trek.
Well, there's the game that Wesley brought aboard, but I don't think...
no, Riker.
Oh, Riker brought
Yeah,
that on?
Riker brought it aboard. Of
Is
course,
that a
Riker.
Ryza thing?
Yeah.
Ryza's such a
It's a Riker place.
hive of scum and villainy.
So who are you guys voting for then?
Porthos.
We got one for Troy.
Troy.
Oh, 3 Troys.
Really? You
Okay.
guys are freaking... Come on. Help
So
me out
Troy,
here.
Troy is our
I'm trying
counselor.
to troll Derek.
Hey,
You guys aren't helping
He didn't
me.
win this round.
I didn't. It's true.
You're welcome.
Well, he should have voted for Porthos.
You're not going to
Still
let
would
this
have.
go.
We still would have lost.
No, because I could have convinced Rachel. I feel like I was close. I was real close.
All right. So next up, we have. Let's see. You guys want to do our communications officer?
Sure.
Sure.
It's kind of a shorter list because that was a role that didn't exist in all the shows. I'm going to go out there and I'm actually going to say Hoshi. And I know that a lot of people hate on that character, and she was not a very well-written character, but she did have to, on the spot, translate alien languages she never heard without the assistance of a computer.
So did
I actually
Aurora.
have that exact same reasoning
She had
on
the
mine.
whole computer translation thing.
Not in the movie.
Oh, and 5?
In one of the
Oh, 9.
in, not Beyond. Into Darkness?
In the 09 one, she does tell the difference between Romulan and Vulcan. She can.
All 3 dialects.
All 3 dialects. That's true. But Hoshi essentially invented the translation program that was used in later Star Trek.
That's a good enough reason for me.
No, I had that. That was my pick. I didn't have anything to troll you with on that one because there's literally nobody to pick from. So other than like 3 characters.
There's 3 characters.
I have good reasons for all of them. Hoshi, I named my bunny after her.
Oh, then
Yeah, solid reason.
right there.
Uhura was, one of the first black women on TV that wasn't a maid, and Harry Kim never got the girl, and was never promoted, and was never given any love, and he was just a really cool guy.
He was the Geordie of his day.
Right? Oh,
Now look, if push comes to shove, I'm taking Uhura because she's a badass. But
I voted for Uhura, to be honest.
but when it comes to straight up communications, I'd rather have Hoshi out there because if we come across an alien that we've never met before and the computer has no idea what to do, she would be able to translate.
I think that's fair. That's a good reason.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Uhura has a really good fan dance, though.
Yeah, she
That is
does.
true.
Both versions of Uhura are very attractive.
Not to mention the later version, basically stared down many Klingons.
Klingons? That's that word.
All right,
Brain fart.
so we're kind of running low. We got our captain, our second officer, and then our wild card spot left. So let's go with our second officer, which also might be our science officer because in the older shows that was what that was.
Well, if Data's already been picked,
And
Good
so
point.
Spock.
And
so
Spock,
is Spock.
that does limit us a bit.
We got 2 Vulcans and a Trill.
And some others.
Well, Ryan, who's on your list?
Yeah.
I'd like to nominate Lieutenant Reginald Barclay, a.k.a. Lieutenant Broccoli.
yeah, Broccoli's pretty rad.
Yeah, he served aboard the Enterprise D, Jupiter Station, Enterprise E, Project Voyager, USS Galen, and USS Challenger. He was second officer on the USS Challenger. And obviously with that lineage he was obviously amazing because every ship wanted him.
Yeah, but that's one of those times where you have to take a second look at the resume, and it's like 6 months on each posting.
Yeah, well,
And you had to make
there
emergency
was a lot of
trips back
demand.
to the
There was a lot of
station.
How many
demand
of
for
those
such a
jobs
great.
did he quit, and how many of those were he fired from?
I mean,
And how many of those were
it's
entirely
fuzzy.
simulated?
It's fuzzy, but I mean,
or alternate timelines.
Right.
he was obviously a very sought after character. He had to be on so many ships they needed him. So
He
Did they
refused to be
really need him,
teleported.
or was he just like a warm body to fill the space?
they
All right,
needed
so,
him.
so let's slow it
No,
down.
everyone needs to attack me at once.
No,
Derek.
let's slow it down.
please,
Now,
everybody.
Remember that Barclay was actually up in our conversation about Chief Engineer
Broccoli.
because of how brilliant he is. I mean, he did
That was a
almost...
command officer, though.
But that doesn't take away from
Well-
the fact that he was a second officer.
I mean, this is a little bit lower on the totem pole. He doesn't run engineering,
Right.
right? He's not the first officer, but he is brilliant. He has done things with technology that wasn't supposed to be possible. He turned everybody on the ship into creatures and stuff in the episode Genesis, and he almost single-handedly created the communication system to talk to Voyager.
Yes, though the first, I think, 3 times we're introduced to him as a character on Next Generation, it's because he's like late for work. He refuses to teleport, which impacts his ability to do his job, and then I think he's late for work again because
So you're complaining about some character development. Listen, the guy is obviously sought after and a genius.
Yeah, he's
just because he was scared of a teleporter once or twice.
I mean, Bones
no
was
big deal.
afraid of the teleporter.
Yeah,
I was
Bones
gonna
was
say,
too. You're gonna talk,
it'd be
talk
like
crap
being
on
afraid
Bones?
of flying.
I'm saying in the
But
chain of
this
command,
is the future equivalent.
if like 2 people get knocked out, then we have Barclay in charge of... Oh, okay.
Well, not
think it's great.
necessarily.
I think it's great.
I mean, he's second officer, but depending on the situation, I mean, chief engineer could take that role.
That's true.
But Troy is on board. Troy is on our crew.
That is true.
So he could have daily or
Troy's in the
twice a
mix.
day sessions if he needed to. So I'm going to vote for Barclay.
You know,
Oh, good
because you
God.
took
Am I
away
gonna win one?
my you voted for mine for in a previous role. I'm gonna vote for Barkley too.
Oh my god.
Do you have a thought, Ray?
Jadzia.
And why?
Because she's a badass.
Okay, that's not a good answer.
I mean, she's really cool.
Broccoli's a badass
and
too.
She's really hot.
Terry
Which one?
Farrell is very hot.
I would say Jadzia if either Worf or Cisco were on board, and we haven't gotten to Captain yet. But I would hate to see Dax without any of her buds.
It's true. I mean, she would have Odo.
That's they
But
didn't
they
have a
didn't
lot
really.
of
Jadzia doesn't really bring anything particularly unique to the table. She does have, because I mean, we have B'Elanna who is half Klingon.
She can die unceremoniously.
She can. That's true. She can do that because she doesn't want to re-up her contract. I'm not mad about that. I just,
She had
it's
to be on
sad.
Becker.
I would have liked to have seen her. I like Desiree Dax too, so you got both, I guess. Anyway, but Dax, I mean, she's very smart, but really her whole character is kind of centered around her relationship with Cisco.
Yeah.
And without Cisco, there's not a whole lot there because she has no one to tell all these stories to.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Barkley.
Oh my gosh.
Broccoli's gonna win this one.
Broccoli for the win.
Yeah.
Fine.
I like it. I like Barkley. So
You keep saying it wrong. It's broccoli.
you're saying it wrong.
No.
Okay.
Crusher said it wrong.
So, we did our first officer already. So we're down to captain and wild card. So before we do our captain, because that's of course what we would end on, let's go with our wild card. So basically these are characters who do not have official ranks through the show. Maybe they do in an alternate future timeline or something like that. But these are unranked officers. So the original series doesn't really have that, but the other shows for the most part do. So anybody want to throw somebody out?
I had Whoopi Goldberg written down.
Just as herself.
Yeah, that's herself. And then I also had Porthos in case we didn't pick him as counselor.
Okay, anybody else?
I had Rom.
Rom.
Because he's like a brilliant engineer. He's got a heart of gold.
That's true.
He's apparently a dynamite in the sack because he gets all the Dabo girls.
Just Lita. Just Lita. It's cute. That's one of my favorite relationships on Star Trek.
That's sweet.
I picked an very undeveloped character because she's fairly new. I picked Jayla from the most recent film.
Oh, the black
I'm
and
okay
white
with that.
Yeah.
kabuki.
Yeah, because she was tough. She held her own against enemies and everything. She was intuitive because she was able to figure out many of like the booby traps and whatnot on like the old ship, the Franklin, I believe.
Yeah.
Not to mention, halfway through the film, I was expecting her to not really pick a side. She was kind of the wild card throughout the whole thing. I didn't know if she was going to be good or bad or whatnot. It was kind of fun to watch a new character develop. So.
Right.
All right. So on your list, I love Neelix. I love him so much. He's just a really great guy. Having a chef on board seems redundant with the replicator, but
Well, on Voyager it made sense.
yeah, it did. But I don't know. There are some good ones, like Chapel, like Yeoman Rand. A dog's really cool, man.
Yeah, dude, come on.
Just as long as it's not Quark, because I hate him. I hate that
You
actor.
haven't seen enough of
I hate-
DS9
no,
yet. Trust me.
No.
He gets his due. It's great.
Okay, so I've seen all of Buffy, and I still hate that actor.
It's the same-
I don't care.
Armin's great. I love Armin. I'm actually going to throw 7 of 9 into the ring here because she
There's a
has
surprise.
she has the entire knowledge of the Borg collective. She actually
That's the reason
she
why,
can-
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She sleeps standing
No,
up.
I believe you.
I
Like,
mean,
his crushes are Crusher and Balana, and that's
okay.
it. Like,
Yeah, he
we've
kicked 7 and
talked
9 out of
about
bed, right?
this. We've talked about
He'd
this.
kick her out of bed, I'm sure.
7 of 9 has the entire knowledge of the Borg collective. She also has Borg technology in her, so she can create nanoprobes with it, which were used countless times as plot devices on Voyager, and she can create overshields and things like that. Can control the whole ship from parts of the ship that it's not supposed to do that from, and things of that nature. As far as contributing on a daily basis, she can do more than most of these other characters can.
Yeah, but on a ship where we already have Data, we need another hyper-intelligent robot.
Think about the two of them together.
Think about the two of them,
Like, physically? Like,
Sure. I mean, Data slept with Yar, so...
Derek has written a fan fiction on this. You can look it up on our website. Here on
Data
the podcast.
expressly says he has fully functional
He
reproductive
does.
organs.
Yes.
And he does sleep with the Borg Queen, so this seems like the next step.
Yeah, he does.
7 of 9 sleeps with Chakotay. So.
No, they don't go that far in the show.
In Derek's dreams, they do.
No, in the books it's kind of implied that they did, but...
but we're not going by
that's
the
beta
books,
canon.
are we?
No, that's beta canon, so... all right, so we have to make a decision here so we can do our captains. So who's up for the conversation here? So you've got
Oh my
Neelix,
gosh. Yeah, Neelix is
Porthos.
my
Rom.
Jayla.
Rom, Jay. We're completely split.
pick. There's no way.
They're all getting on.
So
There's plenty of room.
Chat's gonna have to help us out here. So help us pick our wild card character. We've got Porthos, Jayla, Rom,
Neelix.
and 7 of 9.
Yes.
Do you like any of those, or would you like to throw another one into the ring? And Buster Props is Ryan, so that doesn't count in
Whatever.
chat. But if somebody in chat wants to give us another
It was
vote
worth a
in
try.
there, I'm going to give you guys a minute to do that while we'll step onto the next one here, and we'll go
Then
back.
Captain.
So we can say the clear winner is not Quark.
Thank
No,
you.
the clear, yeah. Quark,
no,
does,
no.
Quark and
That's-
Kess do not get any love.
I would have left.
Now, chat does suggest Q, which is kind of a fun
Which
one.
just splits it again, so...
Well, that's a villain.
And he's not always a villain.
No, but
No, but he's not reliable enough to
Depends
be
on who the
considered.
captain is. Like, if we pick Cisco,
Yeah, he does not want to be a villain to Janeway. That's for damn sure. So, we got another pick for Porthos is not stepping foot onto this ship.
He already did. That's 2 votes. He wins.
I said we're giving people a minute.
Oh,
We're giving
gosh,
people a
here we
minute.
go.
We'll see.
Captain's then.
So captains.
And more.
Oh, there's another vote for Porthos.
now-
What a coincidence.
Because we have Spock as our first officer, he is not in the conversation for captain, though he would have been eligible if we had not picked him as our first officer. Just want to make that clear. So our official canon first captains include, in chronological-ish order, Kirk, Picard, Cisco, Janeway, and Riker.
And you're missing one, but...
Archer.
No, you're missing another
I
one,
did that
too.
for you. Who? Are you
No, I'll
going to
get into
Christopher
it.
Pike? Are you going to
No.
put Pike into the
Maybe.
conversation?
I mean, I
Because we
don't
can
know.
do that if you
Pike
want.
technically was a
I mean,
captain.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's technically...
He was the first captain,
I mean,
if
I
you want to
didn't-
get technical
We could
here.
put April in there too. You want Robert April in
Maybe.
the conversation? I didn't.
We'll get to that.
All right, fine. So
Rachel.
what?
Well,
Rachel before Picard.
Oh, the Enterprise C.
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
because I share a name, and that's
That's
it.
a good reason.
I mean, she does
I like
send.
it.
mean,
She
I
does
like it.
If
send
we're going
her.
based off of that, then I should be voting for Pike.
She does send her crew to their death to stop the Klingon War. So
Good on her.
I mean, that's a
Maybe
little
they deserve
morbid.
to die, Derek. You
It's
don't
pretty
know.
hardcore.
Yeah, maybe they were all racist.
Yeah, you don't know.
To be fair, they don't
Klingons
all
are
die.
racist.
So
Well, she
they
tried.
don't
just
all
saying.
die.
She tried.
Okay, so who else?
Picard.
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 2 Picards.
Cisco.
You say
People.
Porthos again.
I'm sorry.
T-Pole?
It's
Is that how you're saying it?
T'Pol.
T'Pol.
Okay,
T-Pole.
that one.
T-Pole.
Oh yeah, there was an alternate timeline where she was a captain, and I think that she was going to be a great captain for no reason at all that I can argue.
Okay.
It's supposed to, basically, if you've watched the show, which some people at the table haven't seen the show, Enterprise. You may have heard of it. It's a Star Trek show.
How did you not pick Archer? I don't understand.
Because that was the obvious answer, Derek.
So I'm gonna make.
I do love Archer, just FYI, but I vote for Rachel.
Okay. I'm actually gonna
Not
throw in.
with Rachel, for Rachel.
Like Kelvin.
Well, for
Rachel.
and with, I guess.
I'm actually gonna put my vote in for Janeway. And while Picard is the captain that I would always want to be, Janeway had to endure a lot more over the course of those 7 years and take her crew through it with very few resources. And I feel like when push comes to shove, she was the best day to day. She was there for her crew emotionally when Picard really wasn't a lot of the time. Picard's the diplomat, right? Yeah. Picard is the calm, collected, calculating guy who is really only emotional outbursts is in first contact when he's about to lose his ship to the Borg, right? But Janeway is always there emotionally other than a couple small moments in the show. So she's got that open door policy. She's friends with a lot of her crew members. And she sacrifices herself multiple times to save her ship, including,
So does Picard.
So does Picard a couple of times. But she dies a lot on that show. Whether it was the Year of Hell or even Endgame.
She did have lizard babies.
She had lizard babies with Tom Paris, which I feel like,
That's punishment enough.
She's the mother of dragons.
That's There it is. I like it. I like it a lot.
Picard's an archaeologist.
True.
He went undercover on a covert mission like behind enemy lines in Romulus or whatever that 2-part episode was. He had fusing pitons and climbed a cliff. That was so cool.
True. But I mean, Janeway is a scientist. I mean, she's a genius when it comes to the technical structure of the ship. The conversations her and B'Elanna have, I mean, Picard could not have talked on that level if they needed to rebuild an engine in the middle of space.
No, but Picard could listen to his own engines and know if they were out of calibration.
That's true.
Which is amazing. To something the size of a
using
city block.
sonar to assess the
Just from the
stability of his
vibrations.
own ship. I'm just saying.
It's true. When he was at the academy, he could figure out a 0.3 misalignment.
Picard was basically Daredevil.
A little bit. No, I mean that's true, but most of the time he delegated.
True, but that kind of comes down to the question: if Picard was in the same situation as Janeway, would he have fared as well? And I think he would have done okay. It's kind of who was the best captain for their situation, and of course, if it's the flagship of the Federation, Picard is the super diplomat. If it's weird frontier ship that gets thrown in the middle of space with a bunch of Maquis, Janeway's the rough and ready,
Very true. And I think that's why I go with Janeway though, because Picard was given everything.
I feel like you guys could argue about this for
all right.
the rest of the podcast.
Let me just finish my one point, and then you
could
guys
argue
can provide yours. Okay.
No, well, I don't need. I have my.
Yeah,
my
we're
points.
done.
It's just you two arguing back and forth the
is
whole
yours
time now.
Captain Rachel or
No,
Okay.
it's not Captain Rachel.
Well, fine.
Okay. Whose is yours then?
I mean, ideally, I'd want Cisco on
Okay.
my ship because I want to nail him over and over and over again. I love Cisco.
Okay. Avery Brooks is an attractive guy, so that's fine.
He was on DS9. I don't know if he still is. He's kind of a hermit. So
He looks basically
Sure,
the same.
he's doing great.
He's aged very well.
okay,
So-
I trust you.
Any other reason than that?
No, I mean, okay. So Picard and I come from the same Scottish clan.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart and I totally have the Ancestry.com to prove that. So
But Picard's
Yeah.
French.
yes, Picard is a Frenchman.
She's talking about the actor.
I know.
There are multiple aspects of this. I haven't always been a Trekkie, so I don't have years of this as a fandom to go off of. I go off of like my love for the character, and you make great points about Janeway, her being the first female captain, and them just basically sending them out into the middle of nowhere and making her survive all this is pretty impressive. But I think when it comes down to it, minus his Borg PTSD, I would work under Picard the best.
So is your vote for Picard then?
I think so.
Okay. Are you Picard too?
Oh
Chris?
yeah, I was Picard. From the
Okay, so we have 3 Picards.
Yes, we do.
Well, then I guess it's Picard.
That was
That's a
diplomatic.
shame because I was going to vote for Archer.
You can.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't matter. So
All right, so Picard is our captain. And it looks like, according to chat, Porthos now has 3 votes.
Then I think Porthos is a good wild card. Having a dog on board is fantastic.
I feel like I should have suggested Spot then, Data's cat. Since
No.
right now,
No,
but all right.
Too late.
So Porthos, for some strange reason, ends up on our show.
no.
You can run
Derek's
around through all the
mad.
Jeffries tubes. Just imagine if just like you're in the middle of a briefing and then just a dog comes out of the wall.
I love it.
Perfect.
I love it.
So just a quick kind of rundown here. So our captain is Captain Picard with First Officer Spock. Our Chief Medical Officer is the EMH Doctor from Voyager. Our Chief Engineer is B'Elanna. Our Tactical Officer or Chief of Security is Odo. Our Second Officer / Science Officer is Reginald Barkley. Our Helm Navigation Con Officer is Data. Our Communications Officer is Hoshi. And our Counselor is Troy, with Porthos as our unranked crew member, which is interesting there. So...
You can make Luna a
Yeah,
costume of it. She could be.
it's happening.
Yes.
Do it.
So I think TNG wins as far as how many characters we have. Barkley's kind of been on a couple of shows, but
Technically, so is Troy and
yeah.
Spock. Not as crew though.
we did get one Enterprise. We actually have somebody from every show, which is kind of cool. That
That's
doesn't
great.
always happen. So
Yeah.
The dog.
I do. Oh, in Porthos, yeah, in Porthos.
And
Yeah.
Hoshi, yeah.
Right. So that is our crew. Now we are basically we're kind of out of time.
Yeah.
We didn't
Oh, we
get
can
to
just do a quick rundown.
we didn't get to our second part here.
Big surprise.
It's okay.
How do you want to handle that?
We can all just like go
listen.
through really fast.
Oh, okay.
I've been figuring out mine from the beginning.
Okay, well, I was hoping to be swayed with debate. I don't really
Well,
have
I
a
mean, we
list
could
for
just
That's
read
okay.
it and list why we chose them.
Okay, all right. So the next part here was we were going to build our all-star sci-fi crew, which meant that characters from all of science fiction, not just Star Trek, to kind of build a crew based off of that, filling mainly these positions, not necessarily that specific, of course. I don't really have a list for that because I was gonna
Since you don't have a
conversation,
list, so people have actually did the prep work
Yeah.
and made a list.
So go ahead.
Yeah, we can go through it and you can just pick your favorite and boom,
Yeah.
done. And you made a list too?
I did.
Okay,
I made a
there we go.
list.
So somebody.
So where are we
start.
starting?
Ryan, you go first.
What position are we starting at?
Whatever
just
you want.
run through.
Let's
yeah.
stop at the top. Start at the top. Captain, I picked Corbin Dallas from Fifth Element.
Love it.
Yeah, he shows a lot of skills in that movie. He has a list of weapons and equipment that he's familiar with. That's literally like 6 feet long, and just generally shown as a good tactician. And he's good at dealing with people and killing aliens. So
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
great.
perfect.
Though he does have 0 points on his license.
Good thing he's not the navigator.
Yeah, he's not at the helm. It's okay.
All right. Who else?
My
Our
captain. I chose Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly and Serenity. He's kind of a tough veteran from the war. He's someone who can make decisions. He cares about his crew, but he also knows how to make tough decisions when it comes down to it. So
Nice.
I am going after the boyfriend's heart. I picked Captain Stephen Hillard from Independence Day.
Oh. I like that.
I didn't play the cheap card. I played the card for somebody that I thought would actually make a good captain of a
I had
starship.
2 rules for mine. He would make a good captain. I think he'd make a great captain. First of all, 2 rules for my list. I had no repeats, and they had to step on board a spaceship before. Like, it couldn't just be from Blade Runner or something. I picked spaceship
Okay.
people.
likewise,
So-
I tried to avoid things that weren't at least space related.
No, well, I picked just general sci-fi stuff.
That's fine.
Okay.
But Corbin Dallas is set up.
Yeah,
there
he
you go.
does.
So
he qualifies.
Multiple ones. You're
Under
good.
that.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
Good one.
Okay.
I figured that had to be on somebody's list.
He's,
Absolutely.
he's there when he needs to be there.
Awesome.
Pick, Derek.
Oh, I have to pick from this list?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I'm picking from this list, I think I have to go with Malcolm Reynolds as far as captain is concerned. So, because
Okay.
he's actually the only one who's actually been a captain of a crew on the list. So,
You can stay here tonight.
wow.
Captain Han Solo.
Me?
Yeah. He's really good
Work
at
for
being
his
a
own.
little too. So, you know.
Okay.
All right. Who's next on your list, Ryan?
First officer, I had the T-800 from Terminator.
Oh. Okay.
Which one? Like
Any of the Arnold T-800s.
any of the Arnold-
I would
By
probably
the
go
Terminator
T2.
1 where he's
I would
trying to
probably
kill
go
people,
T2,
or- okay.
obviously, because you don't want one that's just going to kill the entire crew. But yeah, T-800, obvious
Ideally.
reasons.
As long
He's a
as you're-
computer.
As long as you're not Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a lot of good benefits. He's obviously good at everything because he's an android, and
Not diction.
that's true. He does have a weird accent, but
All right, that's good. Chris?
For mine, I picked Dr. Lazarus from Galaxy Quest. It's Alan Rickman. He brings kind of a gravitas to the role, but he has a nice dry wit whenever you need it. Not to mention, when things actually got serious, he got serious. So he
been
knew
a better
when...
medical officer than a first thought.
No, because I have a good medical officer.
Okay.
By Grapthar's hammer.
By Grapthar's hammer.
I know what Derek's picking.
My first officer is Taranga Leela.
Nice.
Okay.
That wrist device that can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Absolutely.
She's a damn
Like
good
check her
pilot.
email.
Yeah.
I chose Ford Prefect from
No,
Hitchhiker's
no
Guide to the
depth
Galaxy.
perception.
Oh, that's also a
Right,
good one.
okay. You're
Yeah, I like that's a good one.
Because no
too.
matter what situation you're in, he'll know how to.
good. But she still manages to get every shot.
I'm gonna have to go with Leela.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, I love Leela.
Leela.
Ray and I were gonna do gender bent cosplays, and I was gonna be Leela, and she was gonna be Fry,
That's because I am Fry.
and I'm kind of Leela.
Yeah, you're really Leela.
I mean, it's the one eye that really gives it away, I think.
Purple hair.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Chief
Right.
medical officer is the only one that I have that doesn't fit into the role of sci-fi, so I can concede if that's going to cause problems.
It's okay.
Dr. Gregory House.
Ooh.
I
mean, it's kind of sci-fi.
I mean, there's some really weird science fiction stuff that happens in that show, but yes, Dr. Gregory House. Mostly because I'd like to see him interact with some of the other people on my list, but yeah.
Him and Bones in the same room would be weird.
Right.
Him and anybody in the same room would be weird. I mean, he just makes it awkward with everybody.
Okay, all right.
I went with Dr. Zoidberg.
Me too. Dr. John.
No,
Zoidberg.
the reason I went with him is because he's had a long career as a doctor, and he is a licensed doctor, despite what many people want to argue.
He's a bad human doctor.
He's a bad human doctor, but he's a good alien doctor.
That's
so.
true. That's true. So far, my crew has 2 humans, though.
What about Zoidberg?
That might change.
That might
You don't
change.
know.
It has 2 humans and 1 Zoidberg.
Rachel?
Right?
Dr. Lazarus from Galaxy Quest.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's
I got Zoidberg.
Yeah.
Oh, you also had Zoidberg.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Nice.
That's a tougher one for me, to be honest.
Oh, here, let me change it just so there's more variety for you. Simon Tam. As if anybody wants
Oh.
Simon Tam on their ship.
Simon Tam's my favorite character.
He's such a wiener.
You heard it here, folks. See, I think with these 4, I kind of have to go with Zoidberg because
Yeah,
Dr. Lazarus wasn't actually a doctor.
No, he
was
was
just
not.
an actor. So I'm gonna. I guess I go with
Dr.
Zoidberg.
House was an actual actor.
Yeah,
Or
but
an
he's-
actual doctor, not an actor.
But I don't know if I want him on my spaceship. I feel like I'd want to push him out.
The Viking
But he's the
Unlimited.
best.
I mean, only when it's not lupus.
Look, sometimes it is, okay?
One time it was Lucas. And it was an afterthought.
Right.
Okay, chief engineer,
Okay.
Dr. Egon Spengler.
Nice.
I think once he adapted to a futuristic technology, he would be able to do amazing things with it. Obviously, the things he was able to do with the technology in the 1980s was pretty incredible and way beyond its time, so
Now, would the ship be powered by ghosts?
could be. I mean, I'm not going to write the whole story. That's on somebody else. But
Would that
We
be
could
the
do that
Ecto
for an
2?
episode.
yeah, sure, we can do that for an episode. Yeah, Egon, I think, is the obvious choice.
For my engineer, I actually chose Rocket Raccoon from
Me
Guardians
too.
of the Galaxy.
We are on the same page.
You and me, buddy.
Okay.
No, only because he's got a vast knowledge of alien technology, not just like primitive Earth technology. Because of course he knows anything that
was a
Peter
dig.
I feel like that was a jab
That
at
was a
me.
dig.
But Egon has been shown to be able to do things that no other person could even think of doing, so I feel like he'd be able to adapt as the situation was
But has he
necessary.
fought Thanos?
Has he fought Thanos?
Can Rocket Raccoon
No,
beat a ghost?
he
Look,
did.
look.
He did fight. I
Yeah,
mean, he
the
did
ans-
fight Zool, and
The answer is really simple. Is Spangler a trash panda? And the answer is no.
No. And he's defeated a god. So,
And the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
that's it.
True.
Although he was terrified beyond the capacity for rational thought. So
It happens.
Now, the only reason I picked Rocket as well is because he's able to think on his feet. Like he's made and engineered devices and weapons like in minutes. Like
Sure.
like in the moment, in the heat of battle, in like heavy situations, he's able to think on his feet.
That is true.
All right, so I put Kaylee Fry from Serenity
She's so messy though.
as engineering. But, and I picked Rocket for security officer because I felt the weapons worked best for that.
That's true.
I
had
wanted
a
to
different security officer.
I wanted to include Rocket. I didn't think anyone else on board the Milano is really useful to anybody else. I thought Rocket has the most use, so I wanted him on board no matter what. So I just kind of shoehorned him in. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I had Rocket.
You had Rocket? Okay. Well, my pick from this group is definitely Kaylee. So, yeah.
What do I have now?
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to do security next?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. For chief of security, I had Judge Dredd. Because in that movie, he's shown to be able to do amazing things with basically just 2 people and very little ammunition and just using his wits
This matters.
and his tactical mind.
Sylvester or Carl?
Carl.
Yes.
Because that movie...
See, you had me.
No.
You had me. You were
Because
reeling me in.
I think that Dredd was a better display of why he would be a good security officer. It shows tactics, his intelligence, and his ability to adapt to situations.
All you had to do
better.
is look at me and say he is the law. And
if I lose because I picked the Dredd movie over Judge Dredd, then I'm sorry. I take that loss.
For security and tactics, I chose Ender from Ender's Game. Because I thought he would be a good statistician and tactician when it came to, like...
But is he old enough to enlist on my ship?
Was Wesley?
I mean, he was older.
Wesley didn't make the
Wesley
list.
Crusher was like, what, 14 when he started out on the show?
Yeah, but Ender's 8.
But like, does it really matter? This is a hypothetical situation.
I'm just asking.
Also,
Given that it's...
You
given
guys
that it's-
crucified me for freaking
Can
bringing
he
Porthos
see-
into it, so...
Can Ender see over the console? That's,
he doesn't need to. He's got an heads-up display.
Also,
Okay.
Ender has to change his personality after the events of the first book because he's largely seen by humanity as a villain.
It's true.
So it's-
I chose him because
he
he's got
ultimately
superior
shot
like,
one
tactical...
gun the one time, and it was seen as a failure. So
But, I mean, you see him fight in a shower, like, once, and you see him do some, like, stuff in a simulation room, and other than that, he thinks it's a video game, right? At the end of the movie, he doesn't even realize it's real till the end. So
the
if you're
coolest
talking...
stuff he does is in the later books, and it's not that type
I
of
was
stuff.
talking about the movie. I've only read the first book.
I mean, when he's psychically projecting child forms of his siblings
Yeah, that was weird.
into a weird psychic spaceship, I don't know. Orson Scott Card kind of lost the plot on that one.
He's an odd guy.
He's an odd guy that likes to write about nude children a little too much.
Yeah, that's fair. Ray?
Rocket. I said that.
Oh, you said Rocket.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And Jeremy?
Oh, this is for security officer. I said Spike Spiegel.
Oh, from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that.
He knows kung fu, and he's very chill.
Well, I think I'm going to have to go with Dread. I think I got to go with Dread.
Yeah, that's fair.
Push comes to shove.
And if you watch Cowboy Bebop, you disagree, but
Yeah, I mean, that's my asterisk, because I haven't seen that, so I can't say for sure. So, next roll?
Science officer.
Okay.
I had Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty.
okay.
He's basically the
That's a good
smartest man in the galaxy, and aliens keep trying to abduct him to get technology from him because he's so smart, and he's made technology beyond anything they could ever dream of. No, he can't be. He has played. If you've seen season 3, he's sat and done things he didn't want to do.
killed them. The one team he was on, he murdered.
Okay, but I mean, he did work with them for a little bit. I'm just saying that I think his
Savagely
benefits.
tore them apart in
He
this
doesn't kill
Saw
everybody.
franchise.
Yeah.
He doesn't kill everybody.
doesn't kill
right?
everybody. I
Sometimes
mean,
he works with people and
Nuke
doesn't kill
survives.
them.
Yeah, New
Back
Grid made
there,
it.
I feel he's too unstable of a character to allow on a ship to work with others. He seems more of a loner unless it like.
That's why he
involves
has Morty with him every
But
episode.
even Morty, he throws under the bus several times. So
All right,
But Morty
next,
survives every
next pick.
for mine, I chose someone who was very emotionally stable, and that was Mark Watney from The Martian. He's a very good biologist, a botanist. He understands numerous other scientific processes because he was able to do the jobs of the other crew members when they left. So it's not like he's just a botanist. He knows his shit. And he's able to operate under pressure. So...
Ray?
Oh man, I don't know. Like, I just picked people I wanted to be on board with, and there's nobody who's really a scientist left.
So you vote for Rick then, right?
Give me a second. Skip me for a second.
Okay.
The Doctor, as in Doctor Who.
Oh my goodness, that's actually really good.
See, I had him.
I
for
like
something else.
this.
Okay. Right, do you want to throw in a name, or...
I mean, I'll do the Doctor
I just
too.
feel like all these people can't compare to the smartest man in the galaxy that can literally do anything that the plot needs.
I mean, the Doctor can regenerate and travel
Okay.
through
Rick
time.
doesn't have to because he
But
literally
I didn't
beats
pick
everybody.
the Doctor. I would
Sonic
pick the Doctor
Screwdriver can
for
do
that
anything
role,
that Rick Sanchez could do.
That is
Just by pointing at it.
I would not pick
well,
the
that's a bad
Doctor for
plot.
the role of Chief Science Officer,
that's
though. I'd pick the Doctor if I may skip. I'm just going to throw this out because I picked the Doctor for the counselor. He's able to, see and perceive all of time. And
Interesting.
Not
is the Doctor like smart enough to be a scientist? Is he a scientist? I
Yeah,
don't
pretty
know.
much
I don't
anytime
watch
he
that.
comes
Yeah,
to
he
a
was.
situation where they
I'm
like
gonna-
a sun is exploding.
I'm going to come back to this one. I'm not really thrilled with any of these, to be totally honest.
I'll
so,
cry about it.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to
Okay,
it.
so Navigator, I have Chewbacca.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, easily.
I had Poe Dameron.
Okay.
He was...
Yeah.
Some Star Wars, all right.
I'd wash.
Oh.
I wanted to pick him, but I was kind of
I was trying to keep one because like instinct is just all the Serenity Crew.
Yeah. Ray?
Starbuck from Battlestar in the 2004 series. She's an excellent pilot, and yeah, it's Katie Sackhoff, so
So surly though.
she is. She's very surly.
So surly.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I like Chewie, but I'm really unclear on who can and can't understand him sometimes. So I think I'm gonna go with Starbuck.
Wow, dude.
I like Starbuck.
In all fairness,
And
you
she's
know,
an angel,
He has to
so-
live with me, so
Well, Starbuck's also an angel,
she is.
for some reason. All right, what's next?
Okay, for communications,
Okay.
I have Cosmo, the Soviet space program experiment dog from Marvel.
Not bad, not bad.
I
He has
love that.
telekinesis and telepathy, and a really cool accent, I'm sure.
It's Russian. It's been
Yeah.
confirmed to be Russian.
Russian accent.
Sure.
So that's exciting. We know
Okay.
we love that in our track, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
I chose
He's a dog.
C-3PO.
3PO?
3PO because he knows over 6 million forms of communication.
Okay.
Also very annoying. And doesn't have a Russian accent. Just
He can
FYI.
do a Russian
Major
accent.
cock block.
And he's not a dog that wears a spacesuit. So,
Ryan likes having dogs on board.
This is one after your heart. Tom Servo and Crow T.
Ooh. Wait, both of them?
Did I get both of them?
Yeah, both. I feel like
Okay, that's
you
unfair.
can't have just one. They have to fulfill the same duty. They
Interesting.
like you just shut them down at the end of the night. It's fine. They go in the closet. They're robots.
Okay. Interesting.
Mine's a robot too.
Liara from Mass Effect. Because she is Asari. Asaris are natural counselors. They've communed with all alien races.
Derek hasn't played Mass Effect.
No,
but I can verify
I know the story.
I can
though.
verify that she is a really good pick.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Should have done my homework.
That's
Hitting
clever.
all your blind spots.
No, I like this one though. That's a good one. I know the story of Mass. I didn't ever finish the first game, but that's good. I like that. Yeah, that's my pick. That's good.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah. What's next?
Okay, counselor.
Counselor.
I had Yoda. Because I like Yoda and really just wanted to be
I like Yoda.
And also he talks in a way that makes everybody happy. So, and laughs in a way that makes everybody happy and walks in a way that makes everybody happy. So I just feel like his presence...
You're saying his gimp?
He doesn't
Physical
lightsaber
disability?
fight in a way that makes everybody happy.
some people are happy with it.
Some people, but not every people.
That's okay.
I wasn't
He
happy.
probably won't have to use it very much.
I hope not.
So bouncy.
Mine was the Doctor.
Right.
Of course. Mostly because of his extensive travels throughout history, so I feel like he'd be able to give insight as to what not to do.
It's good.
Mine's pretty useless as counselor. It is Marvin from Hitchhiker's Guide.
Wow.
He is 3 billion times smarter than a live mattress.
And he's really sad about it.
Well, he was a prototype. They got better.
Mine would be the doors from the set, or the Hitchhikers, or what is this? The ship?
Oh, the heart.
Heart of Gold.
Heart of Gold, yeah.
Because they're trained to make you happy.
It's true. It's interesting.
Every time they open, they go,
That's really funny.
Just imagine every time you go from room to room.
I'm going with Yoda. Yes. I'm going with Yoda.
We want Yoda on this ship.
He's got 900 years of experience running the Jedi Council and dealing with little weasels like Anakin, so...
You made a better argument than I did.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Stealing rations on a
Okay, so
Oddworld.
Granola bars.
Weird hut.
So, is it our wild card then?
yeah,
Okay.
I made a wild card.
Let's do it.
I had Doc Brown from Back to the Future as my wild card, partially because I just want to see him interact with Rick Sanchez, but and House.
Can they
House
do
out
that? Because won't that cause like a tear in the space-time
Maybe,
continuum?
but
Are
I'm
they,
sure
are they
Rick can
technically
fix
the
it.
same person? I mean, do we know?
We don't know,
Has
but
it
I
been
mean,
confirmed?
between the two of them, I'm sure they can fix it if there is a time-space tear.
Fair enough.
I picked Bishop from Aliens. I felt like he was an interesting wild card to throw into the group because we don't really know his intentions yet, and for all we know, he could be good or bad. Or we don't know.
Definitely somebody you want on the ship.
Yeah, love those.
Love those guys that could be good
That's
or
why
bad.
I may have misinterpreted the word wild card. But
Right?
Ripley. I want Ripley on a ship. She's going to be the one to rescue everybody. And, most people will die, but she'll save a couple.
So even though you haven't seen it, I'm going to go with Ein from Cowboy Bebop. It's a Pembroke Welsh Corgi that has been genetically engineered to
I'm
interact
feeling it.
with computers.
Yeah, right.
I'm feeling it. Him and Cosmo would be
he's
a good
throwing
fit.
his vote out for yours right now.
We should just have an entire crew of space
Of dog.
dogs.
That's our next
Yes.
I
episode.
can make that.
So this one's a little bit difficult for me because Doc Brown and Ripley are two of my favorite characters of all time. And
They are staples to sci-fi.
And they bring very different things to the table.
totally, right? Like I love the idea that I could wake up on a random day and Doc's got some weird invention hooked up to the toaster. I mean, it sounds
The
awesome.
Enterprise looks like a DeLorean now.
Time travel plots and space shows are the worst.
I mean, yeah, if my ship looked like a DeLorean in space, that'd be pretty sweet.
But every time you traveled, you'd leave space tracks that were on
That's okay.
fire.
That's pretty cool.
What's
And
wrong
aliens
with
would
that?
keep
It
trying to
sounds
I'm not.
awesome.
That's a selling point. That
I
is
did
a
have
selling
one more
point
character.
Right there.
I actually had for my dream crew, I had the ship cast also
Oh.
as Optimus Prime.
Oh, okay.
As the ship?
Yeah.
All these people are inside Optimus?
Yes.
What would he transform into?
Why would, that feels
He's going
dirty.
to transform into
A
himself.
space
But
truck.
he's going to look like the Enterprise because this is their
I'm
dream
envisioning
crew for
like a
Star Trek.
Winnebago from like Spaceballs.
But it's going to have
it'll
it'll be
like
red
a truck
with the
in
flames,
space with
like
wings.
semi.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that.
So and the
Is
voice
that
the
another
voice is going to be
character we
Optimus
want to go for?
Prime's
Is what
voice.
ship
I-
we want?
I cast another thing besides just the show. I cast
So-
my red shirt as well.
I think
God.
I'm gonna go with Doc Brown because we have Dredd and Starbuck along with Malcolm and Leela, and I feel like they could handle a tough situation together as a group. And having like the crazy inventor guy who can create a time machine out of a DeLorean.
It has experience with time travel.
Yeah. So Doc Brown.
Okay, you need to pick a science officer too.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you do.
I do. You're right. This is still very difficult for me. I think I like the idea of having a doctor on board. I do. I'm going to go with the doctor.
But which one?
Or
Okay.
do I have to pick?
We don't have another hour.
We'll just go with a doctor, and they can regenerate at will.
I also wrote down who my obligatory red shirt would be.
Okay.
It'd be Groot. Because he could die and still come back.
That's sad.
But you'd have a baby Groot then.
And then an angsty teen Groot.
And an angsty teen Groot.
But apparently masturbated vines everywhere.
I think those were leaves.
I'm still fuzzy on that.
Yeah. Any other roles or characters that you guys didn't get to mention?
I feel like your ship needs Cortana. I don't know how you...
She could be the voice of the ship.
No, Optimus Prime is the voice of the ship.
Yeah, I'd rather have Cortana.
What?
Well, that's another role we didn't fill is what would our ship be?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it just had to be the Enterprise.
Yeah, I thought so too. It was a Star Trek crew, so...
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding. And I mean, the idea was in the Star Trek universe, so it could be any Star Trek ship would be the idea. It doesn't have to be the Enterprise.
If I had to go with the ship, I'd go with the flying space pirate ship from Captain Harlock. The thing can heal, like self-heal and everything.
That's cool.
It is really cool. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie or
I
not.
have not.
The ships from Close Encounters preserves people for, hundreds of years. So I'm going to go with that. That's nice.
I'm just going to Google this ship for
Okay.
you.
Ryan, you had Optimus Prime.
yeah.
Jeremy?
The Planet Express ship,
That's a good one.
it's just like real classic.
It is. And it seems to repair itself at will, so
really good.
which is nice.
And it doesn't move through space. Space moves around it.
True. That's also true. I like that. It's good stuff. Cool. Well, those are our picks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our kind of long show here. Chris and Jeremy, thanks for joining us. If people ever wanted to reach out to you and talk about your picks, how might they reach you if that's a thing?
Zen Monken on Twitter. ZenMonken.
Awesome.
My Facebook page, Will Royce Creations, WILLROYCE. So
That looks very phallic.
it's
very phallic.
For those of you at home, yeah. I mean, it's got a skull on the front. Ryan, of course, is at Buster Props. Mm-hmm. Ray is at Siren Ray Cosplay.
I am.
And I am at The Star Trek Dude. But you can find all of us at Heroes Podcasts at heroespodcast.com and everywhere on social media. Be sure to check out our other shows, Gamer Heroes and Costume Couture. They come out every week as well. And next week we are reviewing the new It, I believe. So go see that, and hopefully it's good and it's scary. We'll find out.
It's a slow week, guys.
It is a slow week.
We have to go see a movie.
Yeah, we'll go see a movie. It's all good. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you guys next time.